Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! Thank you guys so much for sharing in so many unforgettable moments as fans of Descendants of Zombies with yours truly. It has been my honor to have been the host of this show and to have become your voice of Descendants of Zombies, hearing your stories about what has inspired you to have become a fan of Descendants of Zombies after all this time, all these years, and hearing how these characters like Zed and Addison, Red and Chloe have gone on to inspire you and touch your heart in so many unbelievable ways. Through every memory we have created, we still have so many more memories to create and share in for the fans of Descendants of Zombies who really depend and look forward to these videos being uploaded. Because I don't think any YouTube creator goes as far as what I have as a YouTube creator. No YouTube creator has ever gone as far as this to really emphasize just how important the future is for Descendants of Zombies, because I know everybody is YouTubing, when is Zombies 5 coming out, when is Descendants 5 looking at a release window for the franchise, because we want to, and we're so excited about this new chapter of Descendants of Zombies to find out what the consequences of time travel after having altered the fabric of time will be. And to be honest with each and every one of you, I am incredibly excited to find out what that future details, to discuss that future with each and every one of you, because we can offer 1,001 predictions about what's going to happen in Descendants of Zombies. But who out there really knows? That's why I think the predictions of fans who have come together and helped me create something special to reach out and touch the hearts undeniably of so many wonderful fans of Descendants of Zombies. That's why your guys' predictions are the predictions that really have only ever mattered. Because there are predictions that critics are throwing your way about Descendants of Zombies saying this is going to happen, this should have never happened. And none of their predictions really have made any sense to me, at least as a YouTuber for over 25 years. You know, one of the greatest honors of being a YouTuber for over 25 years is knowing that you have had the honor to talk about and share in so many incredible niches that so many people have never ever forgotten about. I've talked about everything dating as far back as 1995, when Sailor Moon was at the heights of its popularity for being one of the greatest and most celebrated Japanese animated TV series of all time. And I also remember watching shows like Rugrats, SpongeBob SquarePants when they first premiered. And I mean when they first premiered, back in 1990 when Rugrats first premiered. The first episode of Rugrats was Tommy's birthday. And the first episode of SpongeBob SquarePants was just to introduce us to the concept of a starfish and a SpongeBob living in Bikini Bottom. We're the best of friends and we're going to remain friends for forever, no matter what circumstances or situations they may have been caught up within. But you know something? In every show that I've ever watched or every franchise that I've ever been a fan of, friendship was very important. And friendship could never had a greater or stronger emphasis put on it. When you think about a friendship like SpongeBob and Patrick, no matter what kind of situations or arguments they would have, whatever controversy they were faced with, in the end, they always and forever remain friends. And I think that when we look at characters like Red and Chloe and Zed and Addison, no matter what they have been through, they have always remained friends because friendship was the most important thing to them, along with all the friendships they made in Descendants of Zombies, like the friendship with Victor and Nova, who seemingly just appeared from out of nowhere. Which was what was so beautiful about Victor and Nova appearing in the Zombies franchise, is that there was no explanation as to why they just showed up. All we knew was that they saw each other in a reoccurring dream. And I know no matter who you are, from wherever you are watching this video or wherever you hear my voice this morning, you guys have probably wanted to have a reoccurring dream of that one person that you thought of the chance of spending the rest of your lives with. And I have this to say to each and every single person who has ever believed in that. You should keep on believing that, because who's to say that you're not going to meet somebody that you've seen in a reoccurring dream yourself? Because a lot of us could relate to the story of Victor and Nova seemingly after it appeared from out of nowhere, which is what I love so much about these characters. They just showed up and said, hey everybody, our names are Victor and Nova, and we are going to carry on the legacy and the lineage of zombies and everything it's meant to everybody over the last 7 years, because unquestionably the story of Zed and Addison had been told hundreds of times since its first premiere back in February of 2018. A time when I really needed something special to premiere from Disney, and I got it with zombies, because the story of Zed and Addison, to say it just captivated me really would be an understatement. It really left me enthralled and really excited for the next chapter. By Zombies 2, of course, Addison was trying to embrace her true calling as a werewolf. By Zombies 3, she discovered her history with aliens. It seemed like she was really trying to figure out her place in the world, like many of us struggle to do in a world where it seems very impossible people to achieve acceptance within. But I think what we've always realized from Descendants of Zombies' emphatic message is you don't really need a whole lot of friends. All you really need are a few good friends to help you make sense of everything going on around you. And I'm the perfect living, breathing example of this because I only had probably 3 or 4 or 5 really good friends going through high school. We used to hang out on Friday and Saturday nights, rehearsing a band. We were an indie band. We thought we were going to be the best thing ever. We were going to go on to record an album and become world famous like Nickelback. While it may have never happened and we weren't the next Chad Kroger or the next members of the next band named Nickelback, I think just having the opportunity to meet each other and just to have the chance to hang out on the weekends and record music that really never went anywhere was the greatest feeling in the world. And believe you me, guys, you haven't lived until you attend Battle of the Bands, and your band is actually on the list of bands that are performing on that night. And you may realize that you never have any chance of winning Battle of the Bands, but, back probably 20, 25 years ago, if you were on the Battle of the Bands, it was like, oh my God, Battle of the Bands, we're indie rockers kind of thing. So I think moments like these, because these moments are only ever meant to happen once in every lifetime, these are moments that should forever and always be celebrated. So when you talk about a franchise like Descendants of Zombies, everybody wants to know what's coming next, what's going to happen for Zed and Addison, what's going to happen for Red and Chloe, just what will the consequences of time travel be? Well, we know that Red is going to have a sister. Her name is Pink. Now, what Pink's details are going to be, that forever remains to be seen, and is a mystery that will be uncovered when Descendants Five Book of Wonderland finally drops. And to be honest with you guys, I'm really excited to see where we go from here, and just what Pink is going to be offering to this franchise, because she's setting up for a lot of unpredictable moments to be represented in this franchise, to really be brought to life in really an emphatic way. And I think that having a sister in this franchise presents the chance for a lot of struggle for power. It presents the chance for new storylines to be created, far more storylines than ever before, and probably an additional 2 or 3 movies, because to say Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland is the final one of the franchise and just that Pink is going to make one appearance, how can you tell a story about such a definitive character with her having made just one appearance? I've said this forever about Ruby Rose Turner. How can you just have Ruby Rose Turner make one appearance in a franchise and believe her story, been led to believe her story has been told and completed? I am the one guy on YouTube who has forever been adamant about Ruby Rose Turner's story having not been told and completed, because there is so much of a chapter left to be written, so much of a story left to be told, and I'm really excited to find out where we go from here. Because to say a character story has been told and completed, that's just what a critic wants you to think. But if you are somebody who believes that the story of Red and Chloe and Zed and Addison is far from over, then I think you should continue on believing that. Because there were far more people out there that were feeling inspired because of Zed and Addison's story and what it represented for the Zombies franchise than ever given credit for. I mean, there were even people at the Worlds Collide Tour who came out just to see those guest appearances that Zed and Addison were making as part of the Worlds Collide Tour lineup. And when you finally saw them, regardless if it happened because of a video message, courtesy of a video message, or a live guest appearance on stage, you were so excited because you could identify with this love story. And it was one of the most, I say this because it was really one of the most beautiful love stories that I had ever seen, that I can go on for hours talking about, because this is a love story that should be celebrated. I mean, we can forever make the comparison between Troy Bolton and Gabriela Montez and how much they meant to the Zombies and Descendants franchises. But when you really think about a power couple that really came the distance and really illustrated a powerful story that many people believed in far more than they ever believed in Troy Bolton and Gabriela Montez, it happened because of Zed and Addison's story. It happened because they were really trying to find acceptance and find their place in the world, in a world that it seemed very difficult to do it because you had so many supernatural characters trying to coexist in one community. Seabrook was forever changing and forever evolving because it was always introducing us to new characters. And coming up in Zombies 5, there's the chance of mermaids seeing their introduction to this franchise. Even witches and pirates have been thrown into the conversation, have somehow ended up in every conversation. And I think there's more of a chance than ever before to see all these characters who have yet to see their introduction into the Zombies franchise, that is allowing us to continue to believe in some semblance of hope for that foreseeable future. I don't know how Victor and Nova are going to tie into the story of mermaids being included in the Zombies franchise for the first time ever and how it will even make sense. But what you've really got to think about is mermaids have added a lot of unpredictable storylines to a franchise. They have had so many unique twists and turns provided in the plot. So I think this is a chance for us to really become enthralled and be more excited than ever before with the Zombies franchise and how far is yet to come. Because I really do believe that people like Freya Sky and Malachi Burton have made the most of this opportunity because they know, emphatically, they're a part of something special. When you think back to when Zed and Addison were 16 years old and they were first breaking into the industry was forever and always evolving. It was forever and always changing. The music industry, the entertainment aspect of it, every general aspect of the industry was forever and always changing. So they presented very different feels and very different vibes for characters. And I know it took a lot of people a lot of time to really fall in love and really understand and grasp the concept of zombies. But when you finally did, where were you? What were you experiencing? How were your emotions running wild? Were your emotions getting the better of you? And if your emotions were getting the better of you, and you remembered how you fell in love with these characters, then you have every reason in the world to be proud of yourself because you were a part of something special. You were undeniably a part of something that was going to be history in the making, and I think we're going to be a part of history for that foreseeable future. I look forward to recording videos about Descendants of Zombies every day with my thoughts and predictions in them. And one thing that I've always wanted to put a greater emphasis on is just how much further we have to go in these franchises, to understand these franchises and really to have a greater appreciation for every character who has been involved with it, who has been the highlight of the conversation. Because I know there are a lot of people who feel very differently about the Zombies franchise, saying they're running out of supernatural characters, and if anything, they need to stop making zombies movies, because we've seen just about everything happen for this story. I think the more that you have never believed that, and the more of a chance that you take on the Zombies and Descendants franchises, the more possibilities present themselves to really get you thinking about what could be happening next. Because even with how much we already know about Victor and Nova's story, we still have a long way to go, and we still have so much to be excited about, and I, for one, am incredibly excited, and have never felt more enthralled to be a part of this history with each and every one of you, because we still have so much to learn and find out when it comes to Victor and Nova. We know about Freya Sky's passion for music, her desire to want to entertain, her desire to want to be in that spotlight. And I found that to be a very admirable quality for a 15-year-old girl who was being put in front of thousands of people for 43 arena dates at the Worlds Collide Tour. Because I remember years ago when people like Jessica Simpson and Selena Gomez and even Miley Cyrus were first breaking into an industry they didn't even know were going to accept them, and how difficult it was for them to really find their place on the Billboard chart. And until they finally established their place on the Billboard chart for iconic songs like Wolves and Wrecking Ball, it took them forever to do it. But I think your Descendants of Zombie stars have really identified their places on Billboard charts and really have become iconic in this industry for just how they represented themselves. Now, it forever and always will remain to be seen if they will maintain this image going forward, because we've seen a lot of really weird behaviors exemplified by people who have been involved with the Disney and Nickelodeon companies for forever. But I think if they maintain this image moving forward, the possibilities are really endless for them. And this is why Meg Donnelly is one of the more recent zombie stars to be presented all these opportunities, to be involved in musicals like Road, to be involved in the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Day Parade, which I know she was really excited about to perform her single Dancing Around With. It was amazing seeing Meg Donnelly being a part of that, and I can only wish that more opportunities would be presented to Meg Donnelly, because she still has a long way to go. At just 25 years old, she's just merely scratching the surface of what she has yet to become. And I, for one, am incredibly excited to be a part of this future. Now, I may not be a Ryan Seacrest or a Howard Stern when it comes to the radio or YouTube, but I have achieved a lot of rarity for my opinions, and I've been able to come into your lives, I've been able to represent you as your voice of Descendants of Zombies, and that is the greatest honor of my life. To have the chance to record your thoughts and to share your thoughts with every fan of Descendants of Zombies, and for them to have received your videos and to have responded to your videos in comments with X number of likes, it is really an incredible feeling to know that every video that you've ever uploaded on your YouTube channel has gone on to touch the hearts of so many wonderful people. And that's why I can record up to 3-4 commentaries daily, because I love having the chance to sit in front of this microphone, to have recorded my thoughts about Descendants of Zombies, and to have been able to share those thoughts with each and every one of you, with the hope that I can only imagine that I've touched the hearts of so many wonderful people, because I've been able to share my thoughts with Descendants of Zombies with so many wonderful people. I was really excited to have the chance to come home this Christmas, to spend Christmas with each and every one of you, to record my thoughts about Descendants of Zombies, because I knew we were going to have a whole lot of fun, and I knew we were going to be a part of something special, and we were going to share in these moments together. And I think that's what's so important about Descendants of Zombies, is knowing that some way or somehow you've been able to share in so many unforgettable moments that truly have defined people for being fans of Descendants of Zombies, along with giving them hope. Because if you don't have hope, what do you really have to hold on to? How can you make sense of anything going on around you? Because there are so many rumors about Descendants of Zombies that are floating around online. There are countless numbers of rumors, so many AI videos that are always popping up, and everybody is capitalizing on the popularity of a franchise. So it is very difficult to get ahead and to forever remain ahead of these YouTube channels. I say this because I never really thought that I would have the response that I received for every video that I ever uploaded about Descendants of Zombies. But you know something? The reason why this YouTube channel has become the most popular Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel in the world, and has forever remained the most popular Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel in the world, is because it has everything to do with how much you have believed in these videos from the very first moment a video was uploaded here on this YouTube channel. I never ever thought this YouTube channel would have recorded over 90,000 views, approaching 95,000 views, 100,000 views, and so on. But we are going there. And I want to get there with each and every one of you, because, recording videos for no views and no subscribers is an experience in its own right. But to experience it with the fans of Descendants of Zombies who have forever and always been by your side, and have forever and always remained there, is something that I can't even begin to put into words how appreciative I am of, because these moments are moments that I have always believed that I've wanted to share in with each and every one of you, and that I've wanted to celebrate. So this holiday season, I don't know how many subscribers this YouTube channel will ever accumulate or ever amount to, but I know even with how many memories we have created and we've shared in together, we still have so many wonderful memories to create. As we talk about Descendants of Zombies, we talk about these defining characters and these definitive moments that have really made us fans of Descendants of Zombies, and I truly believe that it brought us all that closer together. This is the most incredible experience of my lifetime, having the honor to have recorded hundreds of videos about Descendants of Zombies, to have created all these beautiful thumbnails, to have uploaded these videos to this platform, and to have gone as far as to go further than any YouTube creator has ever gone before, has been an honor in my lifetime that I know that I will never ever forget, because I had the honor of sharing in these moments with each and every one of you. So many people, I always get this question of how I'm able to create so many wonderful videos about Descendants of Zombies. You don't need ring lights, professional cameras, professional microphones, a $700 computer, PC. All you really need is heart. Because if you possess the heart to talk about Descendants of Zombies, your videos will go further. Because there is no feeling in the world than knowing that you've touched the heart of somebody out there who is a fan of Descendants of Zombies, because the reality of life is that we're faced with all the time, that we're waking up every time we open up our eyes, is that this universe is only so big. And there is a fan of Descendants of Zombies out there, a girl out there somewhere who loves Descendants of Zombies, because 95% of the audience's population is female. And they love Descendants of Zombies so much that they want to watch the best Descendants of Zombies videos ever. And you guys got to believe me, this has been the greatest honor of my life, to be able to sit in front of this microphone and share with you my feelings towards Descendants of Zombies, share my stories with each and every one of you as I've heard yours. Because this is something we created together for every fan of Descendants of Zombies, and something that we truly have shared in together, and an experience that I will never ever forget, no matter where I go from here on out, whatever becomes of me. I will never forget the profound impact that I got to share with, and that Descendants of Zombies had on my heart. Thank you guys so much for having loved this YouTube channel. If you would take a moment to browse down through my archives, there are hundreds of videos in the archives of this channel devoted to Descendants of Zombies content. Because there is something here on this YouTube channel for everybody. And if you are somebody who has not subscribed to this YouTube channel, I think you should go out of your way at this moment to hit that subscribe button and come along with me on this incredible journey. Because the one thing that I forever and always wanted to honor is the idea of you being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. I have loved creating videos for a fan of Descendants of Zombies who has felt inspired by these videos, who has forever and always never failed to hit my subscribe button, showing an incredible amount of love and support they've had for these franchises and all these moments that they have been a part of, and that they have never ever forgotten. I believe in a future. I do this because I believe in a future for Descendants of Zombies, and all I've ever wanted is to have been a part of those futures with each and every one of you. Because I am excited for that foreseeable future, what storylines will be presented, how much further we have yet to go, because we still have a long way to go, and we still have something to be very excited about. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support that you guys have shown this YouTube channel from the very first video that was ever uploaded here, as we celebrate 90,000 views throughout the entirety of today. Thank you guys so much for the 90,000 views that have happened for this YouTube channel, 90,000 views that we will forever and always celebrate, that I know that I will never ever forget having the chance to be a part of. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to go ahead and get that out of the way right now, because we have a lot to get into today when it comes to conversations about Descendants of Zombies, conversations that I forever and always wanted to be a part of with each and every one of you. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to have come into your life, been a part of it as your voice of Descendants of Zombies, because we still have a long way to go, because this story is far from over. Thank you so much for having watched this video.